Told you about these predatory practices last night on KXAN News at 10.
Taking advantage of people like this during a disaster is against state law, and KXAN's team on the coast might have seen it firsthand. What happened to us now has the Attorney General launching a price gouging investigation in one of the cities hit hardest by the hurricane. Investigator Jody Barr explains.
So 321.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's it normally? Is it high because of the weather?
I think so.
You think so?
321 is the total?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
That's high.
This was a KXAN crew looking for a place to spend the night right in the middle of Harvey's landfall. An online search showed room rates at this Robstown Best Western Plus priced around $120 a night. But it was a different story at the counter.
Maybe a little higher on weekends, right? Yeah.
It will start with 129 and sometimes it will end up with 189.
But why is it so much?
Because people are calling to take rooms and they are willing to take for that price. I don't have any control of the price.
The price, $289, nearly double the normal rate. And the price also included state and local taxes that were supposed to be waived for the storm. With very few hotel options, our crew, like dozens others, paid the rate. The next morning, we questioned the hotel about what appeared to be a case of price gouging.
It's not that I'm jacking up the prices because I have no control.
Well, I know it's not you, but
yeah, I just enforce them. And you and 18 other guests, other people, paid that rate.
The clerk did promise to refund the taxes on the room charge, but the hotel could not explain to us why the room rates doubled.
We had a team go out immediately, and we found out that there's some truth to the claim that there is price gouging going on in that hotel.
Jim Davis heads the Texas Attorney General's Price Gouging Investigative Unit. We handed his boss, AG Ken Paxton, a copy of the hotel receipt during this interview. Within hours, his office called back with an update.
We later learned from our efforts that 40 people had been refunded nearly immediately. We're going to validate that and check for the rest of the story.
Do you believe this could be more widespread than we know at this point?
Well, we have received hundreds of complaints total so far on issues about water, food, and also lodging like this. We expect there'll be more coming in as well. It is very possible that we'll see more of this.
As for this hotel,
Is it always like that? 321 a night? No?
the AG isn't finished here yet.
Texans know right from wrong. This is an easy one. Don't take advantage of people who are vulnerable because they're running away from a flood or affected by a hurricane.
The reason the AG's office was so quick to act in this case was because of this, a copy of the hotel receipt. That's exactly what they need from you when filing a complaint. The AG's office could take your complaints online. Just use your cell phone, take a picture of the receipts of pricing, anything you can to document what you believe is inflated pricing. We've made filing a price gouging complaint easy. Just log on to kxan.com and click on the price gouging link in this story on the investigative page. And if you have any other consumer concerns, email our team at report@kxan.com. I'm Jody Barr, KXAN Investigates.
We reached out to Best Western and asking about this concern at its Robstown motel. It calls what happened to our crew and other customers inappropriate conduct, and that refunds on excessive charges would be refunded today. In an email, corporate officials replied, "We take reports of price gouging very seriously and immediately contacted the property in question when we learned of this report." In advance of the storm, we proactively advised hotels on prohibitions against price gouging and communicated our position as a brand that compassion be exercised during this time of crisis.
Even without price gouging, Texans might see an increase in the cost of fuel after Harvey. About 1/3 of the country's refining force stretches across shallow, low-lying waters along the Gulf Coast from Corpus Christi to Lake Charles, Louisiana. The Bureau of Safety and Environmental Enforcement said many of the manned oil platforms were evacuated in recent days. The agency estimates about 22% of oil production was shut down, along with 23% of natural gas production. Experts say that could lead to an increase in prices, but they don't expect post-Hurricane Katrina type gasoline price apocalypse. Last night on KXAN News at 10, our investigators hit the streets looking for potential price gouging. We checked 30 gas stations along evacuation routes from Houston to Austin and recorded the costs. And we plan to follow up after the Attorney General has a chance to review gas complaints and what consumers were charged.